Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Kickoff. I am your host. My name is Mario. We have two special guests every week. No rotating chairs, nothing of the sort. We have Carmen on the left, we have Mitchell on the right. Juventus, Norwich, Manchester United. What a great lineup of teams. Fantastic winning teams. And for the most part. Hey, they've won the EFL a couple of times.
Yeah, no,
so, they are champions of something.
I wasn't actually directing that, but I'm glad you're on my wavelength.
It's the same every week.
Yeah, exactly.
It's no different.
So
I knew it was coming.
So with that in mind, guys, we've had a fantastic week of fixtures. And to learn more about them, Mitchell, how is Norwich doing?
They didn't do too badly. They drew. However, it probably should have been a 1-0 win to Norwich, or maybe a 2-0 had we taken the open shot.
Who did you play?
Who did we play? I'm drawing a blank at the moment.
Was it Bristol City?
No, it wasn't Bristol City. We got
It was the champions or the guys that are coming first.
Yeah, no, they're not coming first. They've got the highest scoring record. Let me just quickly check this. You talk among yourself. I've kind of.
He's nice and prepared this week, obviously.
No, because we were checking out the other names before, and I'm thinking, what the hell?
It was the Sheffields.
No, you've just killed me.
I'm trying to... No, it was Bristol,
Well, it
man.
was Bristol City.
Yeah, I'm looking at this.
Yeah, no, well, yeah. It was
All right,
Bristol
here we
City.
go.
Yeah.
Bristol City?
But they are the leading goal scorers in the league at the moment. And
That was interesting with your defence, how it's been. Not recently, but the start of the season.
Well, actually, for the last 4 league games, we've kept a clean sheet.
That's huge.
Coincided with...
Your man Closer.
Closer coming back.
Yeah.
I remember the show that you were like, do you really think one man's going to do this?
Yeah,
Well,
you're right. I was very... I just didn't think it was going to happen. And the way you were saying, I'm like, how can one man change the whole... Especially the way they were defending. I'm pretty sure I said 14-year-olds. Like, it was like that.
Under
14s.
They were pathetic, to be honest.
But wow, he's made a huge difference, man.
Yeah, no, he's short up the back line. And the back line started to get to know how each other is playing now as well. And since Closer's come back, because he was playing in the German league there for a while as well. So speaks German, able to communicate it a lot better, and it's short up the line, which is good. And we've gotten rid of Martin.
You're right.
We've gotten rid of Martin, and our new captain is Pinto.
Yeah, that's right,
Yeah.
Well, we did discuss initially if they can get rid of Martin as the captain, when you've set him in pre-season, be like, you're the captain for the season.
It's worked out well.
Yeah,
because Pinto's got a lot more passion. He's able to...
And it's good to see Mr. F's philosophies coming through in the
Yeah,
team
it is.
as well.
Yeah, it is.
The only problem...
Mr. F is doing an F of a job.
He really is. Mr. F is doing
the only issue that I see is that because we've got a lot more of holding midfielders now, that the goals aren't coming as much. We don't have a clinical finisher when Oliveira's not there.
Yeah. He's still not being started, is he?
He's injured at the moment.
Oh, he's injured?
Yeah.
Right.
A hamstring injury.
Okay.
So
But was he starting before the injury?
Yeah, for a while. But he got taken out one game, and then he did that little celebration that everybody jumped on his back for.
Yeah.
So he didn't start the next game, but after that he started starting. But it was a pretty good game. I know lots of people are like, oh, bugger, they should be they should be winning, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, the way they were defending before and clean sheet as well as not a loss to the team that got the highest scoring rate. It's a good win. Yeah. Well, win in the fact that we didn't lose.
Yeah.
But as you saw earlier with that non-given penalty with the referee directly in front of it, and it was easily a penalty.
That was a penalty. I'm not sure if you managed to watch the highlights this week.
No, I didn't get to watch the Norwich
But
ones.
you know what? I before when Mitchell told me, I thought he was being a little bit biased.
Yeah.
But then I actually watched it. The defender was holding him.
Yeah.
Like it said, like pushing him over as the ball's
ground.
coming. Like it should have been a penalty. So you guys got a little bit hard done by, obviously.
Yeah, but then we get Stiepermann that's got a decent chance on goal and he completely misses it.
Yeah, that was a bit hard to watch. But you know what? What I will say about the team, overall, I watched a few games of Norwich actually at the beginning of the season. Then I got disinterested because of how they were playing.
Yeah.
I watched the highlights. I think 2 weeks ago we watched the full game and I thought, oh, they're not too bad. I want to say that in the EFL, you are the second best playing team attacking wise.
Yeah.
You just can't score.
Yeah.
Aston Villa is in the position they are because they're scoring the goals. You guys have so many chances. You normally dominate possession. All you need, I think the January transfer window would do you wonders if you get a striker.
Yeah, we need a striker.
If you get a striker that can put those goals away, I'm telling you now, you are going to the Premiership.
Yeah.
Premier League. Sorry, you are going there because the way your midfield dominates, the way your defense with Klose is like I haven't seen a better defense. As you said, you held out Bristol City.
Yeah.
To nil all, and these are the guys that have been scoring the most goals in the league.
Yeah,
you guys were fantastic. I really do commend the spirit of the team. I know Mr. F was a bit annoyed that you only got the draw because you should have won that game.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think come January, if you keep winning a couple of games and just being in the conversation of getting up there.
What are you on the table at the moment?
13th at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. After that.
Well, the start was pretty horrible.
The start was horrible.
Got a long way to go up.
So I think you guys are in with a chance if you can get there.
Yeah.
You play more than 38 games.
Yeah, 46 games.
So there's still plenty of time to get up there, and you just need a striker, or you need your strikers to perform.
Yeah. Well, at the moment we are 8 points off the top team, so it's not too bad.
No, and still very early.
Could be worse.
It
could be Crystal Palace.
Yeah, true. But yeah, no, that's but that's the recap of their game this week. We'll talk a bit more about what we think the results are going to be for the upcoming games. They play tomorrow morning, which I'm going to get up for. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right, so Norwich, getting up there. They drew against Bristol City, a hard team to draw against because, again, of their attacking prowess. So what about Juventus?
We had a couple games this week, actually. We forgot to actually make a prediction on the Torino game.
We did.
Completely forgot we were playing. We've had a lot of fixtures recently.
Yeah.
Even this week, we had a midweek game last week, another midweek game this week. It's been a bit hectic. So the Fiorentina game, first of all, we rotated our squad. So we had Chesney in goal. We played Storaro at right back.
The amazing Chesney in goal.
The amazing Chesney at goal, yeah.
For all those Arsenal fans out there.
That's it.
We keep talking about your players. I don't know why you don't like the show. Your players are always mentioned. It's just not the good ones.
And we had, who's it? Sorry, Asamoah.
I'm going to get a knife in the back like Caesar one day.
You are. The Arsenal fans are going to come for you. They're definitely going to come for you. We rested Alexandro, so we had Asamoah at left back. So we did really rotate our squad.
Yeah.
The strikers were still the same. We had Dybala at number 10, had Higuain, Mandzukic and Cuadrado. It was a bit of an iffy performance against, but with the rotation, I kind of saw that happening.
Yeah.
They had a red card in the 25th minute, I believe it was. And they had a penalty, and then the penalty was given. And then the VAR came into play. And they changed the decision to it was outside the box. And
salty.
look, I'm okay. It was the right decision. Yeah, it was the right decision. I'm still not a fan of the VAR, and I know I'm not going to sit here and say Juve's been hard done by, because I'll admit we've had a lot of favourable decisions over the years, and I know Italian fans absolutely hate us for that. They think we buy the refs and all that rubbish. But I'm just not liking VAR at the moment. I know the right decision needs to be made, and I was meant to have this vent a little while ago, but I haven't had a chance.
Well, hey, this is the perfect medium to have the vent.
So I know that the right decision has to be made, but I just think sometimes football's a sport that there's enough stoppage of play because of diving, right? And there's enough stoppage of play because of injuries that aren't injuries. And we don't need anything. Those are negatives already. We don't need anything else slowing the game down. It's been a very quick process. The ref has ran off quickly, checked everything out, came back, made a decision. Still, for me, that's taking too long.
Maybe they should just penalise that a bit harsher than what they are at the moment with the slowing down of the play by fake injuries and diving and stuff.
You're right, but I think it's just part of the game. Yeah. I think. Look,
it was doing well when players were getting yellows for diving.
Yeah, you're right.
It was starting to go away, and then all of a sudden they decided not to yellow card anymore. And you're like,
but here's the thing.
What was the point?
Even if they are getting strict on the diving, right? Even if they get strict on the diving, they can't get strict on the players faking injuries.
Yeah.
Like the amount of times you see players on the ground with holding their foot, they don't even know what they're holding. Their ankle, their foot, sometimes their arm in the same motion.
You know what I think? My honest opinion here is if these soccer players that call themselves men, yeah, I want to sit them all down. I don't know how you do this. You sit them all down at the respective clubs and show them how the females play the sport.
Yeah.
I've seen those girls like bleeding off an eyebrow, still going for a header. I've seen them sacrifice their body for the sport because, you know, they're the ones that want recognition, right? They're the ones that want to show that they're just as good as the men.
Yeah.
Right now they're not there. And I'm being brutally honest, you know.
Quality of football, I agree.
The quality of football is not there.
Yeah.
But man, some of these girls kick the ball harder than what I ever could.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, that is they do amazing shots. But anyway, they have more balls than the current men that play the sport.
Completely agree with you.
Not all of them. I'm not putting all the men there because there's some of them that still, you know, have fair play and don't dive. But to all the divers, to all the fakers, you know what? Just grow a set of balls.
Yep.
What is wrong with you?
And I think I've mentioned this. You know, I was watching the Champions League.
That's what it currently annoys me.
Yeah.
I see rugby league players smash against each other, have like dislocated elbows and fingers. They're still going at it. And these guys get clipped and, oh my God, it's the end of the world. I'm like, get up.
Maybe there should be a review committee or something like that.
That would be excellent. Not slowing it down.
Yeah, does a
but just freaking...
5% of their match fee they lose. 10% of their match fee they lose.
It's almost as though football breeds prima donnas. And it's a shame, but it's the way it is. And, you know, I think I talked about this early in the show when I was watching... I don't know if I did, but... We were watching the Champions League final when I was on holiday. One mate, he loves football. The other mate absolutely hates football.
Yeah, you did. You
mention it. You know, just trying to say, get into the game. He's like, we saw Mandzukich's goal, overhead bicycle kicks. Like, man, that was such a good skill. Yeah. Next minute, you watch
That's okay.
You watch bloody Ramos on the ground. And
hey, nah.
You watch things like that. And how do you defend that as a football fan? You can't.
But that's what I mean. If they've got a review committee that says, this guy has obviously faked it. He's bloody rolling around, slowing down the play, blah blah blah. Gets 5%, 10% of his match fee taken off.
Even match ban would be amazing.
Yeah. And then I bet you
like the again going back to rugby, high tackle ruling and stuff like that. Go into like the fake ruling. Mm-hmm. Did you fake getting injured?
Yeah.
Because man, half the time it's obvious that they never got touched.
Yeah. Because you're right. Women's football shows the way that football should be played.
Exactly.
It's a lot quicker. It's a lot
quicker. The physicality is there without the prima donna faking. And so going back to the point, that's where I stand with VAR. I think if they can fix that's a bigger issue to fix. Then I'm okay with VAR. But already. There's enough time being taken out of the flow of the game due to all this rubbish going on.
And football is about flow.
It's about flow.
It's about your momentum and how you're attacking. Yep.
You see like a team trying to counter and suddenly the ref goes off the field, makes the right decision, but it's as a spectator sport, it kind of takes away from it. So I'm not trying to be biased on the Juve part because we have been called against us quite a few times. But even watching a few other Serie A games, it has kind of worked against the flow of the game. Okay. Anyway, back to the game. So that happened. We had the free kick, didn't go through. Mandzukic scored a header. Mm-hmm. It's nice to see him score. He works so hard for the team.
He does. He
doesn't get on the score. He's an absolute workhorse defensively as well. Since he moved to the left wing, he hasn't been scoring as much because he's not being in the position. Yeah. But he's been fantastic. It's fantastic to see him score. Dybala had a bit of a slump, meaning one game he didn't score. And then the Torino game. Another thing I'd like to point out, Bentancur, since he's joined our team, the kid's a natural. I can see why we kept him and we didn't loan him out to another team because of his age. Kept him in the Champions League squad, and Allegri's had so much faith in him. And the kid's a natural.
He's a good player.
You see him on the field, and the way he controls the game, and the way he's got a natural feel for it, it's very rare in a player of his age. The skill is there with a lot of players, but the composure, that's what really, really gets me. So it's really nice to see him developing, and I think the game time's helping him. Torino game, we had a more of a full-strength squad. Big point there was we dropped Higuain. Allegri chose to play him off the bench because he's been in a bit of a form slump. So we had Mandzukic actually as a striker, Dybala behind him, Douglas Costa on the left wing, and Cuadrado on the right. 4-0. Dybala scored 2. And Pjanic had 2 assists and a goal as well. The guy's been unbelievable in midfield.
Yep, 100%.
He's going into the range at the moment of world class.
Oh, damn, big call.
Okay, every game his pass percentage is...
supporter.
Look, pass percentage is between 90 and 95% every week.
I agree.
The way he controls the game and the position he's in is fantastic. I really think he's being pushed into the World Cup. Not yet, but I think he's going that way. Dybala, 10 goals, 6 games. First time in a century of Serie A football that players reach 10 goals in 6 games. It's a very hard league to score in. And look, I was very happy with it, but Torino did play with 10 men. They had a red card. Yeah. So I'm very, very happy with that performance, but I want to see it against the better teams.
No, fair enough. And that's a fair assessment.
I'm a very harsh critic of Juve because I want us to be Champions League winners, not just Serie A winners.
Yeah.
So I like how Matuidi's progressing along as well as the midfield.
Yes. Just as long as you guys don't play the same way you did against Barca, you'll be...
no, right. And I don't think we will.
I don't think we will.
I think
it's a bit of a shock as well, you know. You didn't know what to expect with Barcelona without Neymar.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden they were out to prove a point, and being in the Camp Nou, man, there's just a lot of things to like... you know, even one of the greatest teams of all time, which is Real Madrid, well, they find it really hard to go into the Camp Nou to win because it's just a hostile atmosphere towards the away side.
And they do have the best player in the world.
Later on that.
More on that later.
But yeah, so I'm still happy with that progress. I'm really, really worried about our right back situation. Storaro is not a right back. If we're going to rely on him to be right back, I know De Sciglio is injured at the moment, but it's just not a solution. If we don't have faith in Lichtsteiner, then we need to buy a right back in January. It's really concerning for me. Lichtsteiner's not in the Champions League squad. De Sciglio is injured. So that means who? Sturaro is going to start at right back. And Benedict Haudes, who we just bought, he's out for a month with a thigh injury or something like that. So I'm really worried about that. But progressing along well and looking forward to Champions League this week.
Excellent.
And how about yourself, Mario? How's the Red Devils gone?
Man, the Red Devils have not disappointed. They had their match against Southampton, and I had predicted a 3-0 scoreline, and God knows I was wrong there. That was a really hard match for the players. Obviously, I made that prediction before knowing that Pogba was up, and the game really showed that we missed that controlling midfield player.
Poor bloke's making excuses.
Hey, we still won the game. And
you know what? Pogba's been playing sensational.
And I'm happy that we won. Lukaku again, you know, the Belgium scoring genius. He is world class. He's been world class for many, many years. You know, he was stuck at Everton. At a team that unfortunately couldn't battle for, you know, Europe actually, did they get to Europe? I can't even remember now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They
just on that.
Yeah.
So Zlatan is still on the team.
Zlatan is back.
Now, what do you do regarding? Do you start him off the bench?
You would have to. You can't get Lukaku with his goal scoring record right now. You can't. You'd be a fool to. I think what Mourinho might do is play him in the FA Cup games, and you know, take it from there.
See, Zlatan's ego can take that.
To say that his ego would be like.
He still thinks he's world class, and he probably, is, but he's not a player who you can keep on the bench for that long. That's where I think it's going to be interesting. I agree with you. I think Lukaku should start.
I mean, he will the first time Lukaku falters is when Zlatan will be put in. I believe Zlatan will be training his hardest to get back into the team. He was a fantastic striker for us last season. Like, this is a guy that just got injured at the last part. I still rate him. I would never bet against him to even steal the place from Lukaku, especially now that he's got competition. Back in the Paris Saint-Germain days, he had Cavani, which I don't rate at all, but he is a great striker.
Yeah, but they played together though, because PSG used to play with two up front.
Yeah. But it was still competition. Like whenever the tactics changed,
you're right.
You had to pick one. And it was Zlatan all the time. That's why Cavani disappeared the last season that Zlatan was there. And then all of a sudden he's made a resurgence last season when Zlatan left, and again, and now he's having an infighting with Neymar because he thinks he's better than he actually is. I'm sorry for all those Uruguayan viewers that but I'm sure that you have the brain capacity and the football knowledge to know that Cavani is not Neymar, and he never will be. He's an excellent striker for Uruguay. He's a fantastic striker for Paris Saint-Germain, but he's not Neymar. And the sooner he accepts that, the better it is for the overall team chemistry.
It's going to be hard to see Lukaku faltering that much that Neymar bloody...
I don't know, man. Mourinho is brutal, man. Mourinho, one game that he missteps, he's like, all right, he'll go to him and go, we're going to rest you this match. He'll give him the bullshit excuse, you're looking a little bit tired out there. He'll stroke his ego just enough to cater for the biggest ego in that dressing room.
In world football, probably.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, you're right. Oh, I don't know, Cristiano Ronaldo, he'd probably... But he's warranted.
Not the Zlatan.
He's not the Zlatan. But yeah, so it'll be an interesting dynamic moving forward into the team. I think Zlatan knows right now that he is not the best striker in Europe or in Manchester United.
Yeah.
And I hope that gives him the drive to become the best striker.
How old is he now?
36, I think.
Yeah, 35.
I tell you what, he's a gun for that age, right?
Dude, 36 years old, still, up there.
Getting paid a mint to sit on the bench.
I can't... Hey, at least we're paying him and not Rooney the £300,000 of just ridiculous money. But I love you, Rooney.
The Everton game, Rooney did bloody well, though.
He did, but again, he had a point to prove.
Yeah, you're right. It's a worthy of the $300K that he was getting.
Yeah, that was my whole issue with him. But, going back to Manchester United, Southampton, very, very, just a stop and start sort of game. Southampton nearly had us in the second half. They missed a couple of chances. We were quite, honestly, being honest here, quite lucky to come away with a 1-0 win, sorry. Then we played them again in the FA Cup. We beat them 3-2. Didn't actually quite watch that match. Didn't watch the highlights, so I don't know what actually happened there. Again, sorry guys, full-time job. Sometimes these things slip. But overall, I'm glad we beat them twice.
Yep.
It goes to show, just judging by the scoreline, 3-2, goes to show how much of a hard team they actually are to beat.
Yeah.
Because we beat them last week, and then we have to, a couple of days before, then we face them in the cup game, and they come at us. They've obviously, they're just a very good team.
The FA Cup's the Carabao Cup, isn't it? Is that what it's called? Yeah.
They've changed the naming.
Yeah.
Weird. But, so it goes to show to the resilience of the Southampton team, because they are bloody amazing. To keep, Manchester City's doing really well too. But this guy, you don't see, there's a balcony on this side. He's going to go off it. Anyhow, Manchester City, they've been doing really well as well. They right now, the talk of the town is Manchester United, Manchester City. Everybody's still forgetting there's Chelsea, there's Tottenham. Arsenal's not there. Currently, there's so many wrong decisions made by the manager. Again, topic of the show last couple of weeks.
Did you put Liverpool up there?
You know what? Currently, no. No, they kind of look like a top 8, yes, not top 4.
Yeah.
Top 4, I would say Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Tottenham. They are the top 4 this season. They are the teams to beat.
Yep.
It'll be very interesting once we have those matchups, because then we will get a clear indication of who's there, who's the true. I still fear Tottenham, man.
You're right.
I still fear, because everybody writes them off, but these guys play really well. They've been playing together for the longest time.
I think what Tottenham needs, the hurdle they need to overcome is being that clinical team.
Yes.
Like, they're fantastic, but when pressure's on, they just go.
It would be like the small team mentality.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to offend Tottenham fans.
But they need to realize
they're a big club now.
You're right.
They're no longer mediocre. They're no longer like they're in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
with quality,
you need
quality
to
players.
start believing in yourself.
Unbelievable at the moment.
Yeah, he's
Dele Alli
and I think that'll be the that'll be the trump card. Once they believe in themselves, that's when we're gonna see them just. Man, I wouldn't put it past them to win the league.
You know what boggles my mind?
What?
They had Modric and Bale.
They had Modric and Bale.
Yeah.
And then they're arguably the best team in the world. Got them. Both of them. Goes to show.
They were unbelievable.
They were
Modric
insane.
is just a gun in midfield.
Yeah, Modric is one of the best midfielders that Real Madrid has ever had.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
He's such a brilliant player.
Yeah, what I was going to say earlier, speaking of Arsenal, in the fact that they're not that crash hot anymore.
Yeah.
We've got them coming up in the Carabao Cup because we won 3.
And what did my dad tell you?
Yeah.
You might beat them.
Yeah, because they only just scraped through on the League One side. They only just won when the League One side was actually dominating them for a lot of the game.
You might have it. But mind you, they do like the Carabao Cup. I mean, I hate calling it that. The FA Cup.
The FA Cup.
They do like it.
They still win it.
They still win it, and they had still the youth policy, I think, in the FA Cup. So it's still gonna be tough, but you definitely have a chance with the way they're playing.
Dude, 100%.
Apparently, I know you're gonna hate this, but you guys have been targeting Ozil in the summer.
What, Manchester United? God, I hope that doesn't happen.
Because he does. I think. Well, a lot of the we talked about this last week, but a lot of the star Arsenal players are.
Everybody wants to jump ship right now. Look, I don't think we need him. I'm being brilliant. I don't think we need Mata either. But hey,
because you got Matic and Pogba as well.
We got Matic. We got Pogba,
but they're different style of players though.
But I don't honestly think we need Ozil. But hey, I'll take Ozil over Herrera any day of the week. I'm sorry, Herrera. You're a good player. I don't know how to fix you.
I think Man U would be.
And I can't fix Mata. He can't get stronger. Mata is a technically gifted player. He would be in any sort of team 10 years ago. You know, when the league wasn't as physical as it is now. That's the only problem I have with Mata. He's probably taller than me. Definitely a lot skinnier than me. But he just doesn't have the strength. And that's the problem. That's the problem with Mata. Nothing else. Yeah. I've never faulted him on his technical ability, his vision. He's excellent player. He's just not strong enough to play with the big boys in the Premier League. Yeah. And that's the problem that many players of his stature have had.
My dream signing for you guys in the January transfer window, if you could get him, would be Kante.
Oh,
he would
man.
He would make
he
beast mode.
Oh, dude, but we have Matic. He plays.
They're not going to buy Kante. They bought Matic for that purpose.
They bought Matic. Yeah. I mean, it would be.
And Chelsea would never.
They would never sell him. We have a better chance.
Yeah.
We have a better chance of signing Morata than we do.
No, 100%.
Of Kante. Kante won them the Premier League last year, man.
And that's what I mean. That would be a dream signing.
Yeah,
it would be.
It'd be unrealistic though.
I don't feel as though he's a quality player, but. Don't know if that's going to push you to...
No. We need a defender.
Yeah, I think we need a defender.
We need somebody like David Luiz. No, hell no. We need somebody like Chiellini.
Oh,
the guy is a beast.
You're not taking Giorgio for us.
No, but I don't think we ever will because... But we need a player with his type of skill, with his type of passion and his strength and his just. We need Chiellini. We need Chiellini. Chiellini, if you're watching this, you know what? I will get your face tattooed on my chest if you come to Manchester United. I hope he never does. I hope
everyone hear that?
Dies.
Face on chest.
Face on chest.
Get this going.
It'll be interesting to see once my future girlfriend sees it.
Hey, listen. If Bonucci can go to Milan,
oh God,
Chiellini can go to Man U.
I don't think that's gonna happen ever.
But I know.
That guy
I have so much
Juventus.
faith in Chiellini. That guy's a warrior, and he absolutely adores Juventus. I just can't see him doing it.
Yeah,
He's gonna retire there until we kick him out. Like honestly, it's just he's one of those guys.
So to wrap it up with Manchester United, they played really well. It was a really hard fought game. We have seemed to gotten a run of hard fought games. You know. The fixtures aren't getting any easier, but at the end of the day, what's his Martin Beglin? No, Martin Tyler, when he was commentating the game, said something that really struck a chord with me. When Lukaku scored that goal from hitting the ball, keeper stops it and then knocks it back in from the rebound. Said this is why Manchester United bought Lukaku, to make the draws into a win. And that I could not agree more. Lukaku is that type of player. I think he's even more than that. But that's why we got him, and that's what we've been achieving so far. There have been a couple of games that we haven't really been really good, but when push came to shove, we got the win.
And all credit in the world to him. He had so much pressure in the summer about his transfer fee. Fans just absolutely going at him.
Yeah.
You're not worth the 70 whatever million.
Oh man, I would have paid 100.
And you told me that from the start. And I've always liked Lukaku. And he's just come out and destroyed it.
Yeah. I would have paid 100. I would have paid. Hell, I'm gonna say it even now. If I was the owner of Manchester United or the director, I would have paid as much to get as much as Paris Saint-Germain did for Neymar for him, because I know he can do a job. If he can do it in Everton when he has a midfield that is not as strong as ours. With passing and everything else. Man, my dad has been saying for 4 years, Arsenal needs Lukaku.
Yeah.
Arsenal needs Benteke. Who do they get? Shamak? I always shit on that guy, and I don't care if he's watching. You get Shamak, you get Giroud, that excellent sub player.
Funny, so I talked to some female Arsenal
That's
fans.
Shamak guy, man. His ears must be red every week.
Well, I don't know how Shamak. I don't know. Where is he now?
Wasn't he playing for Crystal Palace about 2 years ago?
I don't know.
Oh man.
When I talk to the female Giroud fans or the female Arsenal fans, they love Giroud, and it's not to do with his footballing skill, and it's like. And the males are just like, he can't do anything. I just don't. Giroud, even for France, there's so many. Think about the depth in French football. There's so many players who can do his job. He's just not a fantastic striker.
No,
he's okay.
He's okay.
He's okay.
Hey, he's better than Benzema.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, at the moment, he is. He's okay, but he's no.
I hate Benzema.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of Benzema.
But Depay could probably do better than bloody well Giroud at the moment.
Memphis.
Memphis.
Yeah, from Memphis.
But he's not an out-and-out striker. I'm saying if you want to put a guy in out...
man, when we lost him, I was just never
Yeah.
never played him.
Memphis had all the potential in the world.
But they just didn't want to play him.
Yeah.
It
happens to
he had
some
a
players.
bad coach.
Yeah.
He had a bad coach at Manchester United, didn't work out. But to wrap it up with Manchester United guys, again, fantastic that we got the win. And what we're going to do right now is go in, before we start the topic of the show, going to go into a little bit of a break. See you soon.